Hello everyone, Havian again, and I thought I'd show you some more Final Fantasy Explorers. I did play this before, and to be honest, I was trying to figure out what I was doing, so it wasn't really much I could show you in that video. But I've played it for a while, I've finished the whole thing, and I've pretty much understood everything that is in this demo. So I reckon I'll take you guys through this and show you what it's all about. So I'm gonna start off by showing you the menus and what you actually have inside of there. So first off, let's take a look. So you've got your equip menu. So just get stuck straight into this. So this is generally where you're gonna equip your different items that you'll create or buy. I haven't been able to find any items yet, so I reckon you're gonna be making everything yourself, since it's a pretty typical hunting game, this one. And then we have abilities. This is where you'll go if you want to set your abilities. You'll have to learn these, and I'll show you how you can do that. But once you've learned them, you can just go straight here and you can allocate them to a slot. You can activate them by holding down R or L and then pushing one of the corresponding buttons. And then we have the job change. So at the moment, you've got access to 6 different jobs. And then, well, it's really 5 jobs, and then you've got one job that can do everything. It's like the freelancer. So it's not best at anything, but you can use everything with this class. The way classes work is the classes themselves, they will have their own abilities that you can use with them, but the weapons that you use with that class are going to be the ones that have the extra abilities you learn attached to them. So it's not going to be, you're not going to be buying abilities for the class, but rather you're going to be buying abilities for the weapons themselves. And let's take a look. I don't know if any of the other classes actually learn more moves, or if they just have the abilities they start off with, and they're just suited for a certain role during parties, essentially. And then we've got your status menu. So this is going to have the bonuses that you actually have on your equipment, and just the various different things about your character on here. And then we've got your item list. So this is going to be where you'll find all the different items you actually have in possession. I don't believe there's any type of warehouse system in this at the moment, so everything you get just gets stored inside of here. You don't need to worry about sorting anything or storing anything. Everything just gets taken care of. So you don't need to hassle or bother yourself with that kind of stuff. Then we've got the monster menu. In this game, if you're playing solo, it's pretty much mashes up Pokemon with this game. So you'll find monsters and you'll find their soul, or when you kill them, they'll drop their soul or their spirit or something like that. And then you can form those into the actual monsters themselves and get them to join your party. So you'll have them following you around during battles, and from what I've seen, you can pretty much find all of the monsters you can kill. So far, I haven't found every single one, but I've got a few of them. I've got a few. And then this is where you'll have all your gear sets. So it looks like there's 20 different slots you can actually allocate in this one. So I'd say there's probably one slot for each class, so you'd want to create your gear set for that class and your gear and your skill set, and then save them into one of these slots and then just switch into them when you change class. You can actually name them as well, so that makes it a little bit easier. Just like you've probably seen, some of my skills are actually in English from when I renamed them. Just makes it a bit easier for me. And then this is going to be for online multiplayer. And this is the quest. This is if you have an active quest. If you don't actually have an active quest, then it's just going to show you sub-quests. I'll go into what these are in a bit. And then, I believe this is your license card. So this is the card that you actually show other players or send to other players online. I believe using this card adds them to your friend list. I haven't tried it myself. I actually haven't done multiplayer yet. But that's what I believe it's for. That's generally what this is going to be for. It's pretty much just an identity card. And what do we have here? This is the friends list. I have no friends. And then you can actually re-customize your characters. You can change gender as well, but if you want to change gender, you actually have to pay a fine. So it does cost 10,000 gil to actually change gender, which I'm not going to do, because I don't want to spend my money on changing. Actually, yes I am. Yeah. There you go. I'm still a man. How do you actually confirm this? Let's see what the woman looks like. Yep, I'm gonna pay for it. it's actually pretty easy to earn the money back. Yeah, so it's as simple as that. I am now a woman. And these are the options menus. This is going to be where you change the volumes and change a few of the other settings like message speed and that kind of stuff. And then you got save. Wait, do I want to save? Yeah, I'm going to save it. Okay, so that's pretty much got the options menu you actually have available. But I'm going to go to the crystal. This is where you actually buy skills and allocate what you want to, and choose what you want to transform into, because there is a transformation system which pretty much works like the summoning system in some of the other games. So this is where you'll go to actually buy skills for the different weapons you actually have. I have, at the moment, because I'm playing Monk, I've bought all of the Monk skills. And I bought a few skills from the other weapons, but I can't actually use the other weapons on Monk. Certain classes will be able to use certain weapons. And I believe they'll be able to use... Well, yeah, I think it's just certain classes can use certain weapons. I don't know if I can actually cross-class or cross-weapon any of the skills. But when I try to allocate certain skills to certain weapons, it kind of just grays it out, so I can't use it. But for the most part, I can only use fist skills with Monk, because Monk can only use fist at the moment. Or at least from what I've seen so far. And then you can customize skills as well. So after you've bought skills, there are different versions of that skills that you can actually buy. And there are different levels to it as well. So it looks like I've unlocked level 3 for a few of them. But these will add different perks to your skills. So you'll buy your basic skill. And then when you buy one of these ones, they'll have abilities like extra damage for back attacks and that kind of stuff. So you can customize it, and once you've customized it, you can rename them. That's why some of mine show up in English. So it makes it a little bit more flexible. And the different levels adds another tier to the skill you actually got. So you can see that this one, because it's a level 2, it's got 2 different abilities that you can pick on there. And this one's only level 1, so it's only got 1 set of abilities. So as you buy them and increase their levels, then more will become available to you. And then here we have the different transformations. So this is pretty much the summoning system. But it's rather than you summoning someone, you transform into them. So I've got Shiva and Ifrit because I have defeated them in battle. And I've got Cloud and Lightning. At the moment I'm set to Lightning because her special is nuts. So I'll try and transform into it when I actually go out into the mission field. Okay, that's pretty much it for that. And this is the counter where you go to actually create your items and your armor. So you can buy stuff directly, or you can make stuff directly from him, and then you can upgrade them as well. But the upgrade system in this game is slightly different. Let's see, what do I look like with these? So yeah, you can actually flick through the equipment, and it will tell you what you actually need to make them, or you can go into the upgrade system. So the upgrade system works slightly different than in previous hunting games. On my weapon, you'll see that it's got numbers, and then next to the numbers it's got a bar. You can upgrade the stats on the item until the bar is filled. And you can pretty much use any item in the game to upgrade, or any items from monsters or materials to upgrade. It'll tell you which item upgrades which parameter, so you can just keep pumping certain things into that parameter to level it up. So I've got 99 of this item. It's going to cost CP to do it, so you have to make sure you have enough CP to actually upgrade a certain item. But I can upgrade. This one only costs 1 wing or 1 item. Well, I can't remember I don't even know what this item's called, but it's got a wing icon next to it, so I'm going to call it a wing. 1 wing and 730 CP needed to upgrade. So if you save up enough CP, you can just spam these until you've fully upgraded this section. But yeah, it works a little bit different. I like this system because it seems like every item still has a use. So even if you found like trash from the first few easy missions, you can still use them to upgrade your gear, because they will all upgrade at least one parameter. I have upgraded I believe it's like I've upgraded to 2 parameters on these ones to max, and I've upgraded 2 on the rest of my armor to max. But these are evasion stats. I'm trying to get my actual defensive stats up, so I'm going to try and find those items. But I'm wondering if I need to bother doing that in this version. I know certain things carry over, but from what I've seen, everything doesn't carry over. So I need to find out exactly what carries over into the main game. And then here's the item shop. So you can buy items, or you can buy a few weapons as well. So there's certain items where you can only carry a maximum, well, you can carry all of it, you can only hold a maximum amount, but it looks like I can only hold 5 of these. But for potions, I can buy as many as I want. I've still got a lot of money. Let me buy, I'll buy 10. The other ones I haven't really had a use for them, so I don't really care too much. And you can buy, whoops, I don't want to sell. Do not want to sell. You can buy a bit of starting equipment as well. So if you just want to buy like, let's see, what can I buy? Oh, they've got abilities attached to them as well. So yeah, if you want to buy as like starting items for some of your classes, you can buy it from here, or you can just create them if you want to. And up here we have absolutely nothing. A Mog that doesn't want to do anything. And then we have the Monster Institute here. So this section is where you'll go to actually create your monsters. So I've got all of these different souls here. I can't actually afford to create one, but I already have a team, so I don't need to bother with it. But they'll tell you how much it will cost to create them. You create them and they'll start off at level 1. You can sacrifice some of your other monsters to them to actually increase your level, but that will cost you money as well, which I don't have at the moment because I spent it changing into a woman. So you can actually use these to increase the level, or when you take the monsters with you into fights, you can increase the level that way as well. So after missions, their level will go up. I've had this one for a while, so that's because he's level. So that's why he's level 13. The other ones I got pretty late, but stat wise they're doing okay. This one's got quite a bit of HP. He's doing all right. He's doing okay. And if you don't want him, you can sell him off. Ooh, this one can make me quite a bit of money. So it looks like you can earn more. You can earn way more money than it costed to actually buy them. But when you sell them off, I reckon it's because they leveled up. So I'm gonna probably just you can get a few monsters, level them up a little bit, then sell them off to make yourself a little bit of cash. Interesting. So this is the party I've got at the moment. You can switch them out if you want to. Let me kick that guy out, and I'll bring you back. But yeah, you can have a maximum of 3, but it looks like they all have the 100 points. You have 300 allocation points, and it looks like all of these use 100 points to actually get into the party. So I'm wondering if later on there's going to be more powerful monsters that will have higher allocation points to actually slot them into here. So it will probably end up, if you have a really powerful monster, you can only carry one of them into battle with you. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to go over to the mission counter and just talk a little bit about missions, and I'll jump into a mission. Or maybe I won't. So this is the quest counter. So if you look at the bottom screen, you'll see the different sections you actually have on here. So you've got the normal main missions, then you have sub missions, and then you have tutorial missions. And this one is if you want to cancel your missions. But the main missions are going to be pretty much your standard missions that you'll need to do to progress throughout the game. Then you have sub missions. These ones are more interesting because you can actually... Oh, it looks like I've completed one of them. It looks like you can actually do these missions while you're out doing other missions. So I think you can collect up to 7 of them at a time. I'm gonna pick this one up, and they have their own little objectives. So it looks like I've got enough. So I've got one I can hand in. One. No, I can only hold 4 of these ones for some reason. So yeah, I've got 4, 5. No, 5. Looks like I've got 5 different missions. So it looks like you can hold 5 missions at a time. So I've got 5 of these missions at the moment, and I can hand one of them in. So they're little side quests. Like I think I've got one where you had to kill 200 monsters. You have ones where you have to collect a certain amount of items, and you just do them out where you're out on the field, and you just come back and hand them in for a few extra bonuses. So I'm gonna hand this one in, and you get a little reward for it. So I got some CPs, some crystal points. I'm hoping that means. I hope. Okay, let's go out. And this one is going to be tutorial missions. That's pretty much what they start you off with in the demo, or in this trial. I've unlocked another one. Let me go back and see if I can pick it up now. If it will let me. Oh, I've unlocked some level 3 ones. But it doesn't look like I can pick any up at the moment, so I'm not going to bother with that. What I will do is, the way the game works is you can either pick a quest up, or depending on how far you progress through the story, certain areas will actually open up, and you can just exit without even picking up a mission, and you can just go and farm the area if you want to and explore. That's a nice thing. I like that I can just leave the town and explore the areas I've already unlocked, and you don't have really harsh penalties for doing anything in there. And you can just come back to town and hand your stuff in whenever you want and then go back out and just farm more items. I'm going to do this because there's not really much point in doing any of the objectives. I've got an hour to actually farm stuff, so I'm going to go out there and see what I can do. And I'm going to take my party with me, my Pokemons. What I'll do is I think I will show you guys. So I've got a Mandragora, I've got a Basilisk, and a Chocobo. That is my crew. You can, on the bottom screen, there's like a touch icon that you can push to actually get them all to do their special. But I'm not going to bother with that just now. But they all pretty much fight independently, and they all have their own perks. Some of them will heal you, some of them will do status effects on the enemies. Some of them will just run off and attack enemies on their own. But for now, I'm going to just go and fight. So I am playing as the Monk. And the way I've got my Monk built up is I have my attacking moves on the left trigger, and I have my buffs on the right trigger. I'm playing Monk because I used to play Monk in Final Fantasy XI and in Final Fantasy XIV. So I'm loving Monk. Nostalgia. It does play pretty well, but you do have, the Monk works pretty interestingly. It can heal the party if anyone stands nearby. But it doesn't do a lot, it doesn't really heal for a lot, and it can counter attack. So if an enemy hits you while you're in a counter stance, you'll either teleport behind them, or you'll just block and do some damage to them. It depends on what you're fighting. With Ifrit, I seem to teleport behind him, and that kind of opens him up for another attack. Because I do have an attack that increases my back attack. My main annoyance with these stupid Pokemon that follow you around is the fact they get in the way of the camera. And they kind of just block what you're actually doing. I don't like that. I'd rather they kind of spaced out. They kind of just, look at that, they're just in like a cluster. Just get in the way. And Monk has an ability where it can just charge up his, if you hold down the button, you can charge up your power and it increases your attack. And I'm just gonna keep picking up all the items. I just like clearing the area. It doesn't look like enemies respawn after you killed them, so you can just keep clearing the area out, then head back to town, and then run back out to actually kill some more and farm some more enemies. And the transformation ability, there's like a green bar that's charging up underneath the crystal in the top left hand corner of the screen. If you fill that up all the way, then you can transform. You have to touch the icon on the bottom screen. And if you get your crystal drive charged up enough while you're in that form, you can unleash their special move. So at first I was kind of, I don't know, I was gonna write this game off, mainly because I couldn't really understand it. I didn't want to write it off because the game itself was bad. It's just that I didn't really understand what I was doing. I was gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'll wait until the English version comes out. But I pushed through a little bit, and now that I understand everything about the game, it is a lot of fun. A lot of people are saying that this is like Final Fantasy XIV light. It's not really. Maybe if I played online, I would probably see what they're talking about. But for now, it just seems like a typical hunting game with Final Fantasy flavor thrown in. Okay, bottom screen has a map on there, so that's always nice. So I'm gonna head, you can see that their environment's changed the fire. This is leading towards the Ifrit area. And it looks like I've only got 2 abilities. I did have a 3rd ability that I could have put on there, but it just didn't fit my playstyle. It was like a flying kick, but it put you off the ground for way too long. I didn't like it. And your Pokemon abilities, they increase your Crystal Drive as well. Crystal Drive, sadly, I can't figure out. Some of the moves on there, they seem to appear randomly. So you pick from a list of, when you push, oh there we go, so I've got 2. I've got 2 different ones that I can select from at the moment, but they seem to just pop up on there randomly. Or the abilities you get are random. The ability will get added once you get enough Crystal Drive, but once they show up on there, you kind of have to pick the one that suits the situation. And since I can't really read what they actually are, it's kind of, it can be a bit hit and miss for me. But for people that actually know what they're doing, it's probably going to be really strong. Because I have randomly hit one of a really strong crystal drive. It was pretty ridiculous actually. Every one of my punches did 1,000 damage, and every single one of my critical hits done 10,000 damage. No idea what it was called. I'm still trying to figure out which one that was, but it is just insanely strong. I killed Ifrit in a few seconds with that one. I don't know how it triggers, but it's there. Okay, let's see. My transformation bar is almost full. I don't know if I'm going to use this on Ifrit or if I'm going to wait until I reach Shiva. Because I do want to actually go and take a look at Shiva. I'll show you guys Shiva. She's a bit harder than Ifrit. Ifrit's not too bad. In this game there is a death penalty as well during missions, but it is and it isn't harsher than some of the other games. And it's harsher because what it does is if you die and you want to resurrect yourself, it cuts time off your time limit. So depending on the mission you're in this mission, because it's a free roaming, it only cuts 3 minutes off. But in other missions it cuts 5 minutes off, and I'm guessing that in some of the harder missions it will cut more time off than that. It's not harsh because in a mode like this, it's pretty flexible. You can die, then you can get back up, and only 3 minutes is lost. But let's say you haven't died once during the whole mission, and you're fighting a really hard boss, and the time is running out, and you die when the boss has got low HP. You've got no opportunity to come back from that. You're dead. Time's up. You're gone. Unless there's a person in your party that can actually resurrect you. I don't know how it works online. Online it'll probably be different, but in single player, you're finished. But it keeps you on your toes. It's not all bad. Okay, here's the big boy, Ifrit. So you can actually pay attention to the way they're gonna do their moves, and you can select different parts of their body as well. So I'm gonna see if I can break his bracelet off and see if that drops different things, because things do drop during the missions, or things do drop during the fight. But you actually, the reason I like Monk is because you can counter and you can evade. So you can actually, there we go. Because I counted that attack, and I can jump out of the way of some of his other moves. I just like the fact that I can do that with Monk. I like to time my attacks and be pretty evasive. So here we go. I'm gonna pick one of my crystal drives. See what this one does. And I've seen some crystal drives that actually enhance the stats of some of the bosses. I was fighting Shiva, and I used a crystal drive. I started getting AP and HP back, and so did she. So I don't know how that works. Oh man, I'm doing badly right now. There you go. Now I can actually focus. It's because I'm aiming for this damn arm. Alright, let me target his body. Yeah, there we go. My aim's kind of going off. So I said. I need to move him away from this door so I don't go out to the next area. I'm going to keep using Chakra to heal myself while he's coming over to me. I could transform right now, but I want to save that for Shiva. Because that move is so powerful, and Shiva can be pretty annoying. Looks like my crystal drive is ready again. Let's see what I can pull off this time. Okay, so here we go. That's the move I was talking about. That started healing Shiva at the same time, so I reckon it's going to do it to Ifrit as well. No, Ifrit's not. Oh, yeah, no, he is, I think. Or is that only when he hits you? There we go, counted that nicely. I think the main thing I like about this game is it is actually fun. Really fun as a hunting game. Combat is really fast. It can see that when I was complaining about the actual speed of the way the abilities trigger in the previous video, where I was just taking a quick look at the game, there is a reason for that, and that's because of the transformations. The transformations themselves, they can trigger skills, they can chain them instantly. So that is a benefit to actually using those. Okay, I didn't break any parts off him, so didn't get any extra things, just got one thing. And my party members are dead, but you don't need to worry about that because they get up over time. Okay, Ifrit said that. And in free roam, this is free roam, so you can basically just go into the areas where you know the bosses are going to be, go in there, kill them, and just run out and continue farming. So I'm going to head back down and go into Shiva's house. But at the same time, I do want to kill a few enemies and farm the area, because for doing free roaming, you get a lot of money for killing enemies and finding items, and you get a lot of CP as well. So there is a benefit to actually doing this and farming. Let me just get more items. I do want to find out what the purpose of, or what you can actually bring over into the main game is, because there are pretty strict limits. I think you can only carry 50,000 gil into there. You can only carry one armor set. But I need to actually read up on what you can actually bring in there, because they are being pretty tight. I need to decide whether or not I actually want to get the full version in Japanese or actually wait for the English one. But right now I'm having fun. I do need to try the other classes as well though. I've only been monk, because monk is monk. And these damn Pokemon, why don't they pick items up? Like, be useful. So Shiva, she's near the beach area, so I need to head back down there. So I need to go on the little map. You can see at the bottom of the bottom screen, where you can change the bottom screen by touching the map or touching the little map icon, and you can see the larger map of the area, and you can kind of get a vague idea of where you need to actually go, or the different areas you actually have unlocked at the moment. But I'm going to turn that off because I already know where I'm heading over to. I can't say for sure whether or not this game is actually import friendly. Honestly, I don't think it is. I don't think it. If you don't really know a lot of Japanese, I wouldn't recommend it. It's already been trademarked in Europe and in America, so there's a good chance it's gonna come over there. But I'm near enough certain it's gonna end up going over there. But it's all a matter of when it's actually gonna end up there. Okay, I need to head down here and go towards the beach. I love that move. I love it when it actually hits targets though. Teleports a nice distance towards them. Oh, they're actually killing things before I can get to them. Alright, that's good. They're doing alright. Pokemons are doing good. There are some missions that you can actually do it in story mode where you can set restrictions on them. And those restrictions seem to give you extra bonuses at the end when you complete them. You'll get some restrictions that decrease the amount of AP you have, or decrease the amount of AP recovery you have. Some that increase the damage the monsters do, that kind of stuff. So you can actually set those things if you want more of a challenge and want to get a bit more bonus. You want to get a few more bonuses at the end as well. Okay, Shiva should be down here. Need to run through an ice area. Alright, looks like my crystal drive has reached another stage. I've got 2 different ones I can choose from. If only I could read it. If only, I bet one of them is the one that gives me 10,000 damage crits. And I just don't know, I'm gonna pick the wrong one. Need to grab these. I'll probably use them to upgrade something. I don't know how many different maps they're gonna have in this game. From the looks of it, I don't know if this one map is gonna be where you'll fight pretty much everything on the game, or where you'll be able to explore and find everything. I don't know how to explain it, because you'll find that in different hunting games you'll have different areas that have different monster types on there. I just find it a bit weird that you'll have access to everything on one map. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Once you've unlocked once you've killed a boss, then you can go to that boss again on free roam. But I'm just wondering if there'll be like totally different maps, or if it's going to be just this one map that you can just run through every time and go to the different bosses. Okay, she's close. She's close. I don't like the way she sounds in this game though. She sounds so weird, like some sort of... She just sounds like she's screaming. She sounds like the witch from Left 4 Dead. Alright, yeah, hopefully, I think she's down this exit now. Let's see, maybe. Bingo. And I think that 1000 move may apply to the enemies as well when you do the crystal drive. Okay, let me turn on crystal. And I'm gonna actually transform into lightning now. Changes the battle music as well. And when you transform, you actually get your HP back. I'm gonna boost up. What the hell just happened? Okay, so I'm not gonna use lightning because she decided she wanted to one-shot me somehow. Man, that got silenced instantly. Yeah, like I was saying, it seems like the crystal drive somehow applies to the bosses as well, because there'll be times where they just hit you for loads of damage, and I kind of just experienced that now, just as I was saying it. So look, I'm taking no damage right now, but just then, oh, I hit like a truck. All right, let's see if I can get my drive back. But I at least want to show you guys before it's done. And hopefully I can do my special with it. Oh, looks like they broke apart off there. Cool. Okay, so it's charged up again. Now, let's see if I can use it. Let's see if I can use lightning without getting wrecked. But when you do transform into one of the characters, you do get your HP and your AP back. Okay. Can I get close enough? I want to actually do a special though, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Because you need to charge the crystal drive up enough for it to actually trigger. Nah. And frozen. And lasers while frozen. I know what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to go ahead and kill a few mobs outside of this battle and then see if I can actually get it to do the special. Okay, she stuns. Maybe I can finish her now. Listen to that scream. Shiva, why'd you have to wreck my flow, man? Okay, 2 items. I'm gonna try and charge up my bar again and see if I can get my special to activate on something. Because it does pretty insane damage. Ah, Chocobo heals. Nice. Is there an enemy where I haven't killed off all the enemies yet? Oh, okay. And I try and clear the crystal drives as well, so I know exactly which move I'm gonna pick. So yeah, at Shiva, when I died against Shiva, it reduced my time limit by 3 minutes. But that would be 5 minutes if you're going to be fighting her in a normal mission, and I believe those missions have a shorter time limit as well. So you can see where things start to get a bit stressful. Okay, let's see, are there any more enemies? Just need to charge up my bars. Just let me charge up my bars. I wonder if there's some sort of potion that actually lets you charge that up as well. You can see the HP of the party members on the bottom screen, and your Pokemon. So you'll know how much HP you need to give them, if you can restore the HP, that is. And you can target them by pushing the icon as well. So that is how you'll pretty much target your party members in multiplayer mode as well. If you're a healer or something, for instance. Okay, so this is turned on the combo one, the combo bonus one. That one I know about. Or I found out about it, but it adds a little combo counter when you actually do moves. I believe it may make your attack stronger once you've got a higher combo, or if you do a move after you built your combo up a little bit, maybe it does more damage. I don't know exactly how it works, but I want to see. Let's see if I can build up a combo. So I've got 5 hit at the moment, 7 hit. Can I continue it? Nope. Let's see. 5, 6. Don't know, maybe it increases the damage of your moves once you've got your combo higher. But yeah, you get all sorts of crystal drives in this. It's crazy. I just wish I understood what I was picking before I picked him. But I guess it makes things more fun. And I do want to actually try multiplayer mode and see how it is. Okay, I'm back on the beach. So hopefully I can build it up. I've only got halfway to go. And find an area that's got enough monsters inside of it for me to actually build up crystal drive enough to do the move. I'll see if any of these monsters drop this soul, then you'll be able to see what it looks like. And I'll see if I can actually show you. But the annoying thing about having monster partners is sometimes you confuse them for your enemies and you start trying to hit them. It does get a bit annoying. Okay, now it's full. I'm gonna wait until I get to the next area before I use that. Okay, let's see if we can get to the next area with stronger enemies. Let's see. Crabs? No, not strong enough. Swear to God, if this fails again, I quit this game. I quit. Just want to show you the moves. I'm gonna skip these areas. Okay, I know there's an area that actually has high level enemies. Or slightly higher level at least. Ones that can take a bit of a beating. Ah, here we go. This is my areas. Alright, pump up the music. Okay, alright, let me see if I can find the enemy now before my time runs out, and I should be able to activate it. Alright, this poor Mandragora. Blessed be your name, Mandragora. But yeah, you actually have to wait until your crystal drive refills before you can actually do that. But there you go. Was that really worth the hassle? Probably not, but I wanted to show it anyway. But now that I've actually done farming the area, I just return to town and then get my points and my monies and I'm done. There we go, so you get a lot of CP, you get a lot of money for this. If you kill all of the enemies, you can get over 10,000. 10,000 gills. And my Pokemon leveled up. But there you go, that is pretty much everything in Final Fantasy, or like the basics of Final Fantasy Explorers Light. I'm pretty sure the main game is going to be exactly the same as this, so yeah, it's going to be worth checking out. I'm going to see if I can somehow find out what the crystal drives do, because that seems to be the only thing that's actually holding me back. Holding me back on purchasing like the full game, so I'm gonna... yeah, I'll see if I can find out, I'll see if I can figure it out myself, and then I'll probably play it. I'm tempted, I really am. But if I do decide to get it and you're watching my channel just for Explorers videos, I'll see you whenever I make the next video. Or you can check out my other stuff. Go ahead, do it. But yeah, until then, see you later.